Guess what I have here? It's a letter from Major League Baseball. It says, congratulations. You have been selected as one of 64 high school baseball players to attend the 2019 High School Girls Baseball Invitational. Have you ever been to Texas?
Que se ha ido a Texas.
You're going to Texas.
Me va para Texas.
You're going to play in the stadium where the Rangers play.
Va a jugar en el estadio donde juegan los Texas Rangers.
Is that pretty cool? Congratulations. Actually, that deserves a hug. What do you guys think of that? You're going to play in Rangers Stadium.
¿Dije algo?
That's good.
Señor, señala foto.
Stepping Up to the Plate on BCTV is presented by Smoker & Company and One Source Business Solutions. Guys, listen up. Listen up. Hey, I don't know how many of you guys follow our organization on Instagram or Facebook or social media or anything. But I want to make a little announcement here about our girl Aneyshka. For those of you who have not heard this already, what I'm reading is a letter from the Office of the Commissioner of Major League Baseball. It says, congratulations. You have been selected as one of 64 high school baseball players to attend the 2019 High School Girls Baseball Invitational. The High School Girls Baseball Invitational is a 4-day camp that will host 64 amateur baseball players named to provide elite training, individualized instruction, games, and college career guidance led by former MLB players and current and former USA Baseball Women's National Team players. On behalf of Major League Baseball and USA Baseball, we are thrilled to offer you a spot. The 2019 High School Girls Baseball Invitational will take place March 7th through March 10th in Dallas, Texas, at the Rangers Youth Academy and Globe Life Park. The event is free to all attendees, with airfare, lodging, meals, uniforms, and playing equipment being provided for athletes attending. Detailed information will be provided in a forthcoming correspondence along with the event handbook. The itinerary: March 7th, arrivals, on-field instruction, welcome dinner for players and coaches. March 8th, instruction and gameplay at the Academy and Globe Life Park. March 9th, instruction and games at the Academy. March 10th, games at the Academy and departures. Once your offer is accepted, we'll move forward with booking the athlete's flight, and we'll communicate her travel itinerary as soon as confirmed. We look forward to having you. Please not hesitate to reach out with any questions. Warmest regards, Elizabeth Ben, Major League Baseball. Guys, let's give it up. Hey softballers, you don't want to miss this. The 4th annual Jennie Finch Softball Camp. Brought to you by Big Vision Foundation. At the beautiful Big Vision Sports Complex at 1098 County Welfare Road on September 7th and 8th, 2019. Featuring 2-time Olympic gold medalist Crystal Bustos. Featuring 3-time Olympic gold medalist Leah O'Brien Amico. Featuring former USA Elite and Arizona Heat NPF player Tony Mascarenas. Inventor of the Finch Windmill and personal pitching coach of Jennie Finch, Doug Finch. And the star of the show, the most famous softball player in the world, Olympic gold medalist and friend of Big Vision Foundation, Jennie Finch. So be sure to mark your calendars for September 7th and 8th, 2019. Registration is now open at jenniefinch.com. You will not want your daughter to miss this incredible experience. Presented by Big Vision Foundation. Again, register today at jenniefinch.com.
was started because I wanted to help develop young players at a young age understand what it takes to play at the highest level. And I think that goes along with building their confidence, trust within themselves and each other amongst their team. I think just showing how much passion they can have for something that they love to do, and also just using positivity throughout training, thinking positive, talking and speaking positively, and just understanding what that takes to be positive is to be successful. I think all of those components I wanted to make sure were described in the Warrior way.
Happy just to be a part of it, but just want to talk to you a little bit about, number one, how does it feel to be a world champion?
It's incredible. It's such a relief. It's so rewarding because all of the hard work that I put into, or that we've put into our entire lives in training, and also the sacrifices that we've had to deal with missing family vacations and family, reunions and birthdays and things like that, and just missing events with our friends and family that we cherish. And so I think everything just kind of came full circle for us, and it was such a rewarding win, and we were so excited. It was an incredible feeling.
Yeah, definitely one of those things, you guys came into this, everybody was still talking about 99 and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, they're the ones that you guys rooted for as kids. But kind of to get that monkey off your back, what's it feel like?
Obviously, they paved the way for us to even have this opportunity to be on this team, and they've, given so much to U.S. soccer, and we obviously respect them so much. But it's obviously, the game has grown, this team is different, that time, this time is different, it's a new year, it's a new team, it's a new era, and I think that it's just, a new win. And I think that, we have so much respect for them, and that they've paved the way and have allowed us to have what we have, and they've supported us. But obviously, it's, the game has changed, and we're just happy that we were, champions because of all the hard work we've put in. And now hopefully they, can see that and are proud of us because, they were obviously our role models growing up.
Yeah, I think one thing with the women's game is, even though they were kind of the original pioneers, you guys are still pioneers. I mean, there's still a lot to go in women's athletics. And I mean, just tonight when you're out here, we're going to have 170 plus kids out here, boys and girls, most being girls. How does it feel really, to be a role model for these kids? And that, there's a little bit of pressure that goes along with that, but it's an honor as well. Just tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. It comes with my job, and I really just want to be someone who kids can aspire to be, and just have a role model that, inspires them to want to get better every day, live a healthy lifestyle, and want to be happy and have fun in something that they love to do, because that's how I feel. I'm so passionate about football, and I hope that I can relay that message onto them and just get them as passionate as I am. And I think it's important to give back to these kids because they do need a good role model to have in sports, and then just in life in general. And I think that as female athletes, we can provide that. We have so many different personalities on the U.S. national team, and we have so many young kids who can relate to different personalities that we have. And now we have to give back, and it's a part of our duty, and we want to do that. And that's why I'm here tonight, because I want to help these young kids, aspire to just be great and to get better and live healthy lifestyles and be happy and share this championship with them.
That's one thing that we as an organization are really big on, is giving back. So I'm glad you talked about that, about giving back, how important it is, whether you're playing youth soccer, whether you're, at the peak of your career. And one thing, your story is very interesting. I honestly, just learned about it in the last month or so. But, you're lucky to be here.
Yes.
And not only just be here playing soccer, but quite frankly, to be here. So you mind talking about that just a little bit? You came through a battle to get to where you're at. And that's, I'm honored to be with you standing here talking about that.
Oh, thank you. Yes, unfortunately, I had pulmonary embolism back in 2007, my junior year at Penn State. And I suffered that just from basically it was a perfect storm, a medication that I was on, flights that I was taking, and also just a previous surgery on my leg, that I broke my leg 3 days before the NCAA tournament that year, which we ended up going to the Final Four. So that was just a tough year in general, and just watching from the sidelines. But I stayed in the hospital for about a week. I was, they were unsure. They couldn't tell me if I was going to live or just live in general, and it was all a shock to me. I mean, the whole experience, and so I really struggled because I never knew, for one, I would be able to even just have another day of life, and also just to be able to put a jersey back on, my boots back on, and go out and play soccer. And so my whole perspective on life changed at that moment, and I'm so happy that obviously the medication, the Coumadin and everything, the blood thinners that they gave me helped, and 6-7 months later, I was back on my feet and just try to focus on myself at that time and just figure out, okay, what are my next steps, but to get healthy and then to play soccer. And so then I made it back to preseason that next season and then was back on the field. So I'm so grateful and for the doctors at Penn State and the surgeons that were there to help me. But it was a tough road, and it's something that was a huge obstacle to overcome. So I feel very resilient through that process. And now looking back, being a World Cup champion, looking back at that moment, sitting there, that's what makes me so much more proud and happy that I was able to accomplish what we did, and just to have a piece of that. And that's why this means so much to me, because of all the obstacles I had to overcome.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, what you went through to be here. And I'm sure, like you said, it gives you new perspective. I'm sure the game of soccer was your everything before that, and it's still very important to you. But obviously, you said, it keeps it in perspective. With,
because you never know when it's going to be your last chance on the field. You never know, what could happen. And so you have to give it your all. You have to, do your best and really put in all the effort you can, because you never know when it'll be your last opportunity. Yeah,
and that's amazing. And it is great to hear that again from somebody that, achieved the pinnacle of their, their career at this point. And you're still, you're playing professionally now. Talk a little bit again. I mean, that's kind of a pioneering experience. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, women couldn't play professional soccer. So, how's that feel to, again, be a pioneer?
It's amazing, and that's why, I want to try and, continue to put women's football on this platform and on this pedestal, because we do deserve it. We do deserve to play professionally, and we're good enough to play professionally. And there's so many people who want to watch these games, and we just have to get more sponsors and more owners involved, because it's worth it. We're worth it, and, we put on great games, and you have great players who need a place to play. And this also helps with our national team and having the best players in the world, because this is such a good mix zone for players to play, and then we choose those players out of the league to represent our country. And I think that's super important. So if we don't have a league for that, then we may not be the best team in the world. So having a league really gives these players a chance to get better, to grow, and to then eventually maybe play for the national team. And that's what it's all about, is continuing the game and growing the game in a positive direction.
That's awesome. And like I said, out here we do baseball, softball, and soccer, do a little bit of lacrosse, and you definitely see a difference in the way the boys approach it and the way the girls approach it. They're much more appreciative, and why is that? Why is that?
I don't know. Good question. I think I don't know. I think that, it matters of how passionate you are about the sport in general. I think that, I hope that I can inspire both boys and girls at that age to want to be passionate and to have fun and to be happy and to play well and to want to learn and want to be coached and dream of playing professionally. I'm not sure why that is. That's a good question, but hopefully we'll continue to help people get on the same page and young kids get on the same page to succeed and to want to succeed and achieve their goals and dreams. And I'm not quite sure. I can't give you a good answer on that, but obviously we work with a lot more girls than we do with boys, so I'm hoping now that we can intermix everyone and really get the boys motivated just as much as the girls.
Excellent. Then just one last question for you. Just tell me a little bit, but what was the parade like?
It was surreal. It was just an amazing moment, because it was the first time they had a female team, be in the parade, and it was just incredible because everyone had their floats. There were 10 floats, and you just went through the city, and it was about a mile or two long. I think it was about a mile, but you saw people everywhere, and all the fans and supporters that you didn't realize, were watching during the World Cup, and you just don't see that because we're in our little bubble in Canada, and we're going through the tournament. this grueling tournament, this grueling process, and we kind of try and stay away from the media and everyone, just to make sure that we focus on ourselves and our team. And so seeing that, physically seeing that and being there and looking down the side streets that were packed, and there was about 1 million people there supporting us and cheering for us, and it was incredible. I can't really put into words. It was almost as good as winning the World Cup.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, seeing the pictures of it and stuff, it was amazing. So, again, thanks for coming out here to our complex relationship. We're thankful to FC Revolution for bringing you out here.
Thank you.
And, we're all about, just getting kids out there playing, giving back. So, to meet somebody like yourself who believes in that and lives it, it's an honor for me to be able to talk to you here. And, good luck the rest of the way, and, ride this wave as long as you can. And, from now on, anytime anybody introduces you, it's Ali Krieger, World Cup champion. Ali Krieger, World Cup champion.
And then where's the champagne, right?
Absolutely.
Where's the champagne?
Absolutely.
No, thank you for having me. It was it's a blessing to be here and to give back to the young kids. I'm excited for the camp.